Hello, folks. What is up? This is Michael in the wee hours of the night on the Graveyard Shift with your daily trivia question. Happy Monday. End of February, beginning of March. Let's get a new week, too. All that good stuff. Let's get right to it, shall we? The answer to the previous trivia question was, of course, the famous Leaning Tower of Pisa. Such a great little piece of history to research. So this is basically a bell tower in the Italian city of Pisa. It's known worldwide for its nearly 4-degree lean to the south, which is the result of an unstable foundation set in weak subsoil. So the ground beneath the tower was composed way back in the day of clay, fine sand, and even shells from the river that surrounded the city, and of course still surrounds the city to this day. It essentially was a design flaw, engineering screw-up from the get-go, which is precisely what it became famous for. The tower stands I believe it's actually 8 stories tall, and began to sink after the second floor construction in 1178. Construction was halted for almost a century due to battles and wars, and this is a significant factor because this is what allowed time for the underlying soil to settle as the tower had leaned. So it basically, when it leaned, it basically kind of set into place. So the famous lean would worsen throughout the completion of the construction as it went along in the 14th century. By 1990, the tilt had reached a very noticeable 5.5 degrees. The structure was significantly stabilized by remedial work between 93 and 2001, which reduced the tilt to 3.97 degrees. It was a pretty significant reduction. And this, according to talking heads and researchers and engineers and so forth, has supposedly increased the life of the tower by hundreds of years. It stood this long, this far so long that who's to say if it'll fall tomorrow? But so far it's doing pretty good. At least the lean, however, is as we all know, is an integral part of the tower's appeal. People come from all around the world to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Here's a cool geek factoid that I found in my research. At least 4 strong earthquakes have hit the region where the Leaning Tower of Pisa is since 1280, and the tower has managed to survive all of them. So as time went along, and people really started looking into the Leaning Tower of Pisa, researchers concluded that the height and the stiffness and how thin and narrow, if you will, the tower was, combined with the softness of the foundation soil, actually allowed the structure to resonate with earthquake ground motion. So essentially what that means is the same soft soil that caused the leaning to begin with and brought the tower to the verge of collapse, if you will, back in the day, has actually helped it to survive through these earthquakes. So that's pretty cool. And there's some pictures right there. I have been, you're going to find this hard to believe, but I have been to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I took a bus trip from Germany into the area, and I have actually been to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. There's a photo somewhere of me trying to hold it up because that's what the area is for when tourists go. You're supposed to get a picture of you trying to hold the tower up and so forth. So that's why in the trivia question pictures, all that was displayed on that. So that's Leaning Tower of Pisa, and they have their own it has its own website. You can book tickets if you want to on your next trip overseas. All right, folks, let's wrap up February with this final trivia question for the month for February 28th. On this day in 1993, a deadly gun battle erupts near Waco, Texas, at this compound, named after the members who lived there, after the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms attempted a raid, which would subsequently result in a 7-week-long standoff. Good luck, folks. Enjoy your week. And thanks for all you do.